any second, and I think we're live.
Yay.
I am joined by my amazing C2C client, Emma Weiner. How are you doing?
I'm all right, thanks. How are you? Melting.
Very well, thank you. Yeah, absolutely melting. Stuck to the chair. Bottom half of me is like a candle, but apart from that, I'm all right. I'm excited for this one. I have been live with a couple of people so far in this sort of sprint that I'm doing, and obviously I asked people to give me a bit of direction so we can hop on and solve a problem. And I don't know if you can recount what your words were, or if you want me to read them back to you. Completely up to you.
Exactly, but it's just like I just want to get my priority pipeline sorted. I can't seem to get it to be the first thing I do every single day. So what did I say exactly?
You said exactly, I know what I need to do. I'm even good at the conversations when I do them or have them, but I'm not making it the non-negotiable first task of the day consistently. So that aligns with what you just said. So good memory. Okay. I think there's a few things here. Ultimately, when people come into C2C, we suggest that they build their average week rather than their perfect week, because that's what everyone else says. And I don't agree that the perfect week, there's no such thing as a perfect week. You'll never have it. As your morning this morning may suggest, which we won't go into detail on. But so what does the average morning look like for you?
Currently, as in what I end up doing?
Like you wake up, I'm assuming, and then you've got a few things you probably need to do around the house. You've got kids, obviously.
Yeah, walk the dog. That's my kind of mindset routine. Walk the dog, get back, kids out the door, breakfast, desk.
Okay. So it's dog, kids, desk, basically.
It makes it sound like I put the dogs above the kids, but yeah.
Well, you've got teenagers, right? They are not awake when you wake up.
No, they are
not. Okay. So just to give context here for anyone watching, we always recommend that our clients have a block of time every single day their working days where they focus on marketing, whether that's content or conversations, either one of those things. Your content is extremely consistent. You don't have a problem there whatsoever. No. It's the conversation piece. Yeah. So you're getting to your desk, I imagine, with a chunk of morning still left.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing? What's the first thing you sit down and
do? That's what I realized, that I'm getting sidetracked. So I will send a message to overnight. My VA might have sent me questions or things that need to be signed off, all that kind of stuff. And so I think what's happening is I'm getting pulled into that conversation, and then that conversation will trigger something. They're like, oh yes, I need to finish that off, or I need to do such and such. Then I get pulled over into maybe something like Canva, or I need to answer something on LinkedIn, and then suddenly I'm answering like LinkedIn messages, and I'm sort of following a thread rather than me saying, right, no, this is my time and I'm not doing anything else until I've done this thing. So I'm being pulled in a few different directions. Trying to prioritize client stuff first of all. Well, get VA first so she can get going and do the things she needs to do, then client stuff. But it's yeah.
How do you communicate with your VA?
Slack.
Okay. So we need to not look at Slack first thing, because the way I look at these morning routine things, and I am by no means optimized, but when I'm on it, I'm pretty fucking good. Like this morning was militant, just from a life standpoint, not even a business one, because I had so many things to do because Amy's away. But I like to talk about, and you'll know this, the BDA, so before, during, after. I think there is potentially some work that you can do before, so the during gets easier. Because for any habit to be a successful one, we need to just stack all the odds in our favor that 1, we're going to do it, 2, we're going to enjoy it, and 3, it happens consistently.
Yeah.
So the VA message could either be delayed from him or her.
Yeah.
And you say, I don't want you to message me before 10. Alternatively, you could have that conversation the night before.
Yeah.
Is that an option?
Yeah, so they're not based in the UK, but I think we could probably figure that out timings wise, so that it would be the last thing that I did in my day. Then when they start work, they can crack on immediately.
That could actually be more beneficial for them if they're ahead of time, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So that you move that little block, whether it's in your calendar or not, it is, because it's happening.
Yeah.
Whether it's intentionally in your calendar is a different story. But if we move that to, I don't know what time you finish work, 5 o'clock till 6 o'clock, let's say, speak to VA, brief, answer questions, whatever. That will set them off to do work earlier for you. So that could work quite well. The other thing is, I think that kind of answers that one. The other thing is like stacking the odds in your favor, and this is something I neglect to do a lot of the time. But what do I need in place so I can just get straight to work on the most important task? And for me, when it comes down to the pipeline side of things, it's knowing exactly who I should speak to in the exact order, so I don't have to think. I can just go in and have the conversation, whatever it is. So what kind of setup have you got for knowing who the hot, warm, cold, cool, cold people are?
Yeah, so on the priority pipeline, I've got the conversations tab. But I think it's almost like having, it's just literally coming to my head now. It's almost like having my gym kit ready, as in the last thing I do at the end of the day is answer VA questions, and then the very last thing I then do is open the priority pipeline spreadsheet. So it's actually the first thing. So when I restart my computer in the morning, it's there. And it's literally the first thing I see, rather than, like, say, don't look at Slack, look at that thing straight away.
Yeah, I think so. You're talking about the lead tracker. So the first thing that you would see are people's names categorized by heat or warmth.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's a good shout. So also, I forget to do this and I get angry at myself. I don't know your favored working conditions, but my default is silence. But when I really think about it, I'll get my noise cancelling earphones and I'll just play some form of music, usually without drums. And that really focuses me in on task at hand. So if I'm ever going into a deep work block of like an hour plus, I always put those on. Even if I don't play music, it cuts the noise out. Sometimes I'll do these, which are loop earplugs, and then put the like over ears on top, and it really, like, if Amy can come like half a meter away from me and I won't even know, and she'll scare the life out of me. But again, that comes down to like environment control, I think. So I've got a diffuser thing there. I forget to use that, but if you can make sure you've got a default setting for like audio and like visual in terms of lights. It looks like you're stood. Do you want to be stood, sat down, and just, because all those little things, they seem very small, but when you stack them up, it makes things a lot easier for you and becomes almost this default setting where, you know, I'm entering into a time where I need to do some deep work.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is still kind of all in the before rather than the during or the after as well.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that, rather than me just like barking orders?
Yeah. I think no to the music, because especially if doing outreach, my outreach is voice notes, so music's not really going to work there. But otherwise, deep work is actually probably quite useful to, so I've got some piano music stuff that I quite like, which is non-lyrics. If it's lyrics, it's a nightmare. I think that's really good. Actually, I hadn't thought about the standing or sitting, but maybe standing might be better. And I've got a sit-stand desk, so I can raise it up the night before, so that when I come in, I'm standing up to deliver those outreach messages. And actually, again, that's probably better energetically to speak from standing rather than speak from sitting. And so then when I put my desk back down, then it's like it's a different kind of work. And so sort of got a psychological kind of gateway from one type of work to another type of work.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, I've been thought about standing, but maybe I can certainly try it. I mean,
Well, there's a phrase I learned in the old sales days when I first got a cordless phone, which I could walk around a bit on, and the sales manager at the time is like, motion creates emotion, so you'll hear it a lot more. I guess you'll know this more than me. If you move around a bit rather than sat down, it comes across in your voice, I'm guessing.
So some funding circle, actually, and that's exactly what we did with the sales guys. At 3 o'clock in the afternoon, their sales numbers would dip, so we just got them up and walk. They would literally all got headsets, and then they just walked, and sales went up.
Wow. Okay. Point proven then. So the other thing is maybe like smell, like lighting a candle. I'm just thinking of like how you can, like, all the senses. I don't know. It's almost like training yourself. You may have, like, I've got something that I read to myself most mornings, which is just my identity statement that gets me locked in as well. So if you've fallen off the wagon there, which I know a lot of people could be worth just having 5 minutes to do that. Or like some people just like to have a dance, and you like literally blare out some form of music and just move and pace around, because that again heightens the mood, and that's all we're trying to do when we control the environment. There's a reason for it. It's controlling the mood. One other thing that I've just thought of: if you're doing voice notes, do they typically tend to be on mobile or on desktop?
You can only do for LinkedIn. You can only do them on mobile. So I tend to have my desktop open and then have my mobile in my hand to actually. So I can see what I'm doing on LinkedIn desktop, but I send the messages via the mobile.
Interesting. Okay. One thing we have in our CRM, and I don't know how this will work on mobile, so you might have to look at it, but we would have all the typical stuff that a lead tracker would have. So we'd have the person's name, then we'd have the stage of the journey that they were at. So close to booking a call or booked a call or whatever it may be, downloaded a lead magnet. We'd have obviously a follow-up date, which I'm assuming you'll have as well. But then what I've put in is, for LinkedIn specifically, a field or a column to put the hyperlink or the link to the conversation with them. So it's one tap. I do it on desktop, but it's one tap and I'm into that thread in the inbox without having to do any searching.
Okay. Yeah, I think our link at the moment goes to the person, not the conversation, but it's still not, it's 2 taps. But yeah.
So that will be handy, providing you can get it working on a mobile function. So any kind, I don't know if it's in Google Sheets, it might be a little bit of a pain, but you could look potentially at migrating that over to, did you use ClickUp or was it Trello? Did you
ClickUp.
That could be a shout potentially.
Okay.
If ClickUp has almost like Trello boards,
it does.
You could have people in each stage. That's rather than a list, you can almost have the Kanban board. That might speed things up a tiny bit, but if you're already executing on that,
do you know what? I think I'm going to stick with what we've got now, because it's only one click, and I just like that feels like what's the word I'm looking for? Like an elevation, rather than a kind of once I've got some consistency, then we can finesse. Because otherwise I'm going to go down a tech route that's going to just lead me off into that's actually not important. Doing it every day for 90 days is important.
Yes. Okay. Well, I think that's almost the things to focus on then. Like, control the environment with music and how you stood and smell and whatnot. But then making sure you're doing some of the stuff that's zapping current time.
Yeah.
The night before.
Yeah.
The other thing to remember is, and I have to tell myself this constantly, the thing we all want more of is leads. Nothing like what matters more. I'm gonna do 6 hours, 8 hours work on my business right now. It's 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning. What matters more than this work?
Yeah.
If you can't answer that, which most people can't, then we need to do the most important thing first. And the clue's in the name, right? Priority pipeline. Not only should work in your pipeline be a priority, but we work it in priority order.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
You've got that look of determination on your face. I've seen that before.
Yeah. No, it's just like there's really simple changes that are kind of like obvious when you like if I actually step back and thought about it for more than 2 seconds. It's they're sensible things to do and they're easy things to do. So there is really no excuse to not be utterly consistent with it.
Yeah, and you can do it by limiting the time that you spend doing it, or you can do it by limiting the prospects and just be like, I only ever hit the top 10 or 20.
Yeah.
Depends. I think it should always be quantified somehow. But I think the reason that most people don't want to work the pipeline is because they think that it's this never-ending task, which you could split it in two. You could do one set after you finish your lunch or whatever, but give it a time limit or a number of people, and I think that makes it much more easy for the brain and probably the gut to go, oh, it's not that bad. It's only an hour.
Yeah. I think I sort of spiraled it in my mind to something that was going to take forever to do. And somehow, there was other stuff that sort of felt more important, but you're right. There's nothing more important other than obviously looking after the current clients. But if I just say, right, I do as much as I can get done in this amount of time every single day, or I get to this point in my tracker and then I stop, then that's good. And then I can do it follow-up conversation stuff after lunch. So it's not like, it's like my job is to do this bit and then I can respond later in the day when, maybe there's a bit more room or I'm trying to do it all in one big chunk, and actually it's making it less appealing and less practical.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the least fun parts of the job. But it's one of the most important, if not the most important. So, I suggest that people do it, and I know what it's like. It's not the exciting work.
No.
But yeah, hopefully that was helpful, Emma.
Really helpful. Yeah.
Good.
Got some really simple things that I can put into practice. Like tomorrow, Kate Dodd and I have said we're going to do 90 straight days every single day, like without fail. She's already off. I'm a little bit behind, but I'm going to.
Is that including weekends?
No, weekdays. We're not that mad.
I was going to say some dedication right there. Oh, I love to see it.
90 days work days. We thought that would be like 3 months solid. Plant the seeds. Hopefully, we'll be eating lots of lovely fruit in September.
Absolutely. Amazing. Well, thank you for your time. I will see you Thursday, if not before.
Yes.
And have a great rest of the afternoon in the sun or in the house. I'm going to be sheltered. So.
Thank you so much.
All right. Great. Thanks, Emma. I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.